At the age of 16, a young Augustine, spurred on by his boisterous mates, snuck into a neighbour's pear orchard in the dead of night. Stealing more pears than he was able to eat, he threw most of them away, only to be eaten by pigs. Years later, on reflection, he recounted, "To do this pleased us all, the more because it was not permitted, having no inducement to evil, but the evil itself, it was foul, and I loved it." Stealing forbidden fruit from a garden. Sounds familiar.
Yeah, Augustine's autobiography, aptly titled Confessions, is equal parts historical, philosophical, and theological. In it, he reflects on some of the core life events which shaped him into his eventual faith. He was born into a wealthy family in North Africa in 354 AD. His father was a worshipping pagan, while his mother a zealous Christian. And you thought Christmas lunch at yours was awkward.
Before his conversion to Christianity, Augustine severely struggled with the vices of alcohol and lust. He fathered a son with a concubine, maintained this romantic relationship with her for many years afterwards, but never married her. Wanting to escape his hedonistic lifestyle, Augustine turned to the pagan theology and Greek philosophy he'd been trained in, but found no resolve from his fleshly vices. He became increasingly aware of the need for God in his life.
At the age of 31, Augustine was appointed to the prestigious role of teacher of rhetoric in Milan. One afternoon, while sitting in his private gardens, he heard a child's voice call out from over the wall, "Take up and read." He writes in his Confessions, "So damning the torrent of my tears, I got to my feet, for I could not but think that this was a command to open the Bible and read the first passage I should light upon."
He continues, "I quickly returned to the bench, snatched up the Apostles' book, and in silence read the paragraph on which my eyes fell. Romans 13:13. Let us behave decently as in the daytime, not carousing and drunkenness, not in sexual immorality and debauchery, not in dissension and in jealousy." I wanted to read no further, nor did I need to, for instantly, as the sentence ended, there was infused in my heart something light, the light of full certainty, and all the gloom of doubt vanished away.
Utilising his profound skills in rhetoric and philosophy, he gave up all of his wealth, becoming a monk, and eventually the Bishop of Hippo, not the water-dwelling mammal, the North African city, which you've probably never heard of, because it's now the city of Annaba, which you've probably also never heard of. It's in modern-day Algeria.
Now, the city of Hippo sat on the outskirts of a rapidly declining Roman Empire, having been invaded by barbarians over the last 200 years. Many in ancient Rome believed these invasions were due to Christianity being made the official religion of Rome back in 380 AD. This was seen as a curse from the jealous pagan gods. Augustine argued it was rather the result of centuries of pagan worship which had led to Rome's downfall.
Augustine also critiqued Rome's belief that they were a meritocracy. That's that those with power and wealth had attained such things through their own efforts and virtue, rather than by inherent privilege and nepotism. It'd be similar to saying that Charles is now king because he was just the most virtuous, hard-working dude in England, and completely unrelated to him being the Queen's firstborn son.
Now, this fallacy of meritocracy expanded to Roman Christian thinking, who viewed wealth and privilege as God's reward for one's virtues, while poverty and misfortune was seen as God's judgment on unworthy sinners. Sort of a weird, ancient prosperity gospel.
Augustine criticised these fallacies of Roman meritocracy, along with many other ideas, in his book City of God, which is still a cornerstone of modern Western thought. In it, he distinguished between two cities, the present corrupt city of man and the eternal perfect city of God.
City of God also articulated Augustine's theories on original sin. He believed, similar to a genetic disorder, we humans have all inherited a biological crookedness from Adam and Eve's sin, which makes us unable to resist the temptation to sin without Christ.
While modern Christians differ in their views of original sin, it was an important theology of Augustine's time, as it combated the heresy of Pelagianism that believed humans were born as a clean slate and could therefore earn salvation through good works alone, without needing Jesus as their saviour.
In the last year of Augustine's life, a Germanic tribe known as the Vandals stormed Hippo, burnt the city to the ground. but left Augustine's library out of respect for the elderly bishop's achievement.
600 years later, many still consider his writings to be our most important Christian text after the Bible itself, so he's definitely worth a cheeky read.
So here's to Augustine, the prolific preacher, theologian, philosophical giant, and Bishop of Hippo.
Yeah, Augustine.